Guys, I think we've all been here before. You're scrolling on social media and you're seeing all these accomplishments that other people are having, or maybe you're thinking about these goals you've set for yourself and realizing just how much further you have to go before you actually reach these big milestones you're trying to accomplish in your life, and you don't even know where to begin at the same time. You're feeling stuck, you're feeling like you're falling behind, and you feel like life is just passing you by. In this video, we're going to be talking about how to deal with this feeling so that you can stop feeling stuck and actually start moving forward in your life. What's going on, Kings? It's Keefe. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell icon if you're new to the channel. This channel is all about helping you level up and become that high value winner that you were born to be. Now let's get started with the video. Guys, I remember in my early 20s, I had this real mentality of delaying gratification, and delayed gratification is a very good thing, but I had taken it kind of to this extreme where I just really didn't do anything but singularly focus on the goals that I had when it came to like finances and career and things like that. I really didn't even prioritize social life. In fact, I kind of got rid of my social life. I really didn't prioritize my romantic, sexual life much at all. Basically, I was just in what they call like grind mode, right? Now, fast forward a couple years and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, gee, I haven't accomplished nearly as much as I thought I was going to accomplish in these couple years. And then I also felt like I had missed out on so much, only to basically be in the exact same position as other people. Because of that feeling of like stuckness, feeling like I'd fallen behind, feeling like I'd wasted so much of my time was really starting to creep in, and it really sucked. And I got to this point where simultaneously I knew that I had to actually, like, the pressure was on now. Like, I'm not just 20 years old, maybe I'm 22-ish. It's time to actually start to kind of like get some results starting to come in here. But I also have no tolerance for putting off these other areas of my life. It's like I put off the vacations. I put off like really prioritizing having a great sex life and really prioritizing having a great social life and do all these fun things for this other area that never actually ended up bearing the fruit that I had hoped that it would bear. So at the same time, I wanted to have fun, and I really just couldn't stand to keep putting it off because I had no confidence that the day would ever come if I did keep putting it off. But at the same time, I also knew I had to improve my finances. I had to improve and like get a direction going in all these other more responsible areas of my life. And again, this just left me feeling completely stuck and like I had fallen behind everywhere. I think this is something that to one way or another, we all experience in our 20s, I'm sure. Maybe there's one area you're doing well in, but in a lot of areas you feel like you're really falling behind and you're just completely aware of the things you lack in those areas. Life was a lot easier when you were in high school and you knew when summer break was going to start. You knew when the tests were going to happen. Maybe you had a part-time job and you knew that like $200 paycheck was going to come in every 2 weeks, and that was going to be enough for you and your boys to go get food after school or whatever. It's just your little thing. It was very like simple and it was predictable. And now you're in your 20s and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and you got all these goals and like shit just doesn't happen on a routine schedule like it used to. I get guys who DM me all the time on Instagram feeling like they're falling behind, whether it's in their sex life, whether it's in their finances, just any area of their life. They're talking about like, I just feel like I'm completely falling behind. Like, what's happened? What do I do? And they're really struggling with this issue. And so what I want to do here is give you exactly a process that really helped me with dealing with this feeling of falling behind, so I could actually start to make progress and lose that feeling and understand that things are working out exactly as they should. The first thing you need to recognize is that you are probably a terrible multitasker. In fact, you are a horrible multitasker. Like millennial Gen Z type of people, we like to think we're these great multitaskers because we text and drive, which is just fucking stupid, right? We're not actually good multitaskers. We're just distracted all the time. And basically, this is what's happening in our lives simultaneously. We think we can juggle, I want to improve my sex life. I've got this vision for that. I want to get my money right. I want to get my body right. I want to have this great social life. I want to get this new car, this new place. I want to go on vacation. This opportunity's coming at me that I don't want to miss out on. What if I miss the crypto bubble, right? Like all these things are constantly coming at us, and we think we can juggle all of it. And then all we end up with is the feeling of, I don't know what the fuck to do. I don't know where to get started. There's so much I need to do, and I'm just falling behind. The biggest reason that you feel like you're falling behind is because you're not moving forward in one specific area, because you're trying to multitask everything. It's kind of like if you're trying to clean your room, guys. If you have a really messy room and you're like, I'm going to clean my room. You look at it and it just feels like this like massive, unwieldy kind of thing that you don't even know what to do. You don't know where to start. You got like papers all over the floor. Your shoes are out. It's like drawers on the floor. Like it's just a mess and you don't know what to do. You're like, I don't know where to go with all of this mess. But if you just start and you pick up a shoe and you put it in the closet, and you pick up another shoe and put it in the closet, and suddenly you get the ball rolling, you'll find that you can clean your room pretty quick. And this happens for just about so many tasks and chores. Most people make them out to be huge rather than just sinking their teeth into the process and getting started. And it's like this with all your goals in life as well. If you are trying to simultaneously improve your sex life, improve your finances, improve your health, improve your social life, and just do all this crazy stuff, it can be done, but the best way I have found to actually make real progress is to focus on one area specifically and start on the process with that one and then move to the next area. And pretty much what you could do by doing this is much more quickly you could improve all these areas of your life and get them to where on an autopilot basis you're pretty much happy with them and you're improving, but you kind of got to get the ball rolling. So the question that you want to ask yourself when you're doing this process is you want to take all of these areas of your life that you feel like you're falling behind on, you're struggling, the big areas that you want to work on in your life, and you want to ask yourself the question, what if I changed it and improved it would have the biggest return on investment? Pretty much if I changed this one area, it would have the biggest impact on my overall happiness, on the lifestyle that I'm living. Figure that out. And then you've already cleared a lot of clutter out of the way. You're like, okay, I need to maybe work on my finances before I work on, getting girls or going on big vacations and living this dope life. I need to get my finances in order because that's the thing that's really the linchpin holding me back right now is I'm not making enough money. So you figure that out. Now you know which one's going to have the biggest return on investment. Now all you need to do is take that area and then ask yourself, okay, what could I do right now to get started on this process? And by doing this, you've removed so much clutter to where you're always wondering, I don't know where to begin, because you've got 10 things in your brain that you know you need to improve on, and you're focused on all these end goals with them of things you want. So you're like, I want these things. I want all of these things. What do I do to start? And your brain's just scrambling. It has no idea what to do because you're trying to answer too many questions at once. Start with one of these areas and you'll be able to find that there's a pretty simple process most of the time. Again, with income. Okay, let's say you've got a career. You're not making enough money in it though right now and you need to earn more money. Well, now you've established that's the one that's the most important to work on right now. Then you say, okay, what's the first step? Well, I need to increase my income. Well, you figure out what career fields you're in and you kind of get clear on the next step. Maybe you need to get into a management position, or you need a new skill, or maybe you don't like the career you're in, you need to find a way to pivot to a new career. But you're going to figure out pretty quickly a first step. And then after that first step, you'll find a next step and a next step and a next step and a next step. And this won't take that long. When I did this, I realized I had made a huge mistake in my 20s when I decided that I wasn't going to focus on a lot of fun stuff and I was strictly going to prioritize self-improvement across the board, kind of. What I realized is I had been so preoccupied with a few big areas I really wanted to improve in my life that because of that, I got kind of stalled out. I didn't exactly know how to move forward, and I had convinced myself that this focus on self-improvement had to take up absolutely every second of my time because it was just so much. But when I sat down and looked at it, I realized it really wasn't that much. It was just that it felt huge in my head because I hadn't broken it down and gotten clear on what it was I was actually doing. When I figured that out, I was like, okay, I have plenty of time to have a social life, to have fun in my life, and to work on my finances, and to have a passion, and to do all these different things. There's no reason I can't do it all, but I have to get kind of clear on the process for each one of these things and figure out the best steps to start moving forward with. The next thing you can do is something called batching your time. This is a really powerful technique to find a lot of time and to feel like you've improved significantly very quickly. What you do pretty much is you dedicate all your time to a single thing for a certain period of time. So one thing for me that includes is doing YouTube videos. I create the YouTube videos. I create as many as I can at a single time. Basically, this makes this thing feel like less of a burden because maybe I make 7 YouTube videos in a day rather than every day making a YouTube video. And now it just feels like I got it done a lot more effectively. I feel like I made this progress, but I also feel like I have time for all these other areas of my life. You can do this with so many different things. You could like focus deeply on improving a certain area and then move to the next area. Let's say you want to get better at your health. Well, if you sat down for 3-4 hours and you figured out a diet, you figured out how to work out properly, you figured out where you were going to work out, you got all those questions answered, and then you established, okay, X amount of days per week I'm going to work out at this time, you've already kind of killed that beast. And it's like not taking up so much mental RAM. You know where you're going to do it and when you're going to do it. You got it done because you just sat down and focused on that one thing and the process of improving it. Now, when it comes to this feeling of falling behind, it's really important to also understand you're probably not falling behind. We just have this perception like everybody's killing it because we're only seeing the outside image of them. And some people are doing better than others in certain areas. But again, you can only compete with yourself. You have no idea what these other people are doing on the inside that you're not aware of. You don't know where they started from. Basically, your job as a human is just to take where you started and make sure where you finish off is a whole hell of a lot better. That's really your whole goal. And in fact, you are hardwired in that way. And I want you to understand this, guys. You don't actually want the big goal that you want. You're going to get that goal and just want to go get the next one. What you want is the feeling of progress. So what makes you feel like you're falling behind isn't that you don't have that goal, it's that you feel stagnant. You feel like you're not moving forward. The feeling of stagnancy makes you feel like you're completely falling behind. I've had weeks where I've accomplished a bunch of stuff in like multiple areas of life, really improved things, really noticed like a serious step up. Like I've made something happen, but then I start getting stuck and bogged down, and it's like I've forgotten all about the things I've accomplished, and I just feel like overwhelmed, like I'm falling behind. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Like I can't get ahead, forgetting that I just made some huge breakthroughs and accomplishments literally days beforehand. And this is because your body is not hardwired to accomplish one thing and just be happy. It's hardwired to want to progress and improve. So what you need to do is not be so caught up on a goal and an objective that I have to have or it's a failure. You need to be focused on the process and just focusing on the next step, the next step, the next step, and making sure to keep your mind clear and focused on what that next step is so that you don't get so caught up in that overwhelm of trying to multitask all of your goals simultaneously. Guys, if you got something out of this video, give me a like, hit the subscribe button and bell icon so you don't miss new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later.